integrated, and they're each switch is screwed to the PCB with 2 screws. It's really well done. But I mean, they're individual, so like they're dominant switch.
Well, you don't get it.
Yeah, they're the outer studio ones. I don't like them.
Yeah.
You ever had to take something like
Yeah.
Is that the?
I'm trying to take a picture of this. Yeah, Hall effect sensor. Since it's from the 70s, like the early 70s, it's big enough for you to like see details on it. So you can't see close enough with your eyes to really get a good thing.
You may want to take that lens off. I don't think it's.
Well, I mean, I wish I had one. Yeah, I've got 2. They're analog. So I can't like capture it. Yeah, I mean, they were like $5. It's great. So you streaming one's from the 50s and it's awesome. The other one's from like the 80s.
Yes. Bench out with that. He's streaming to YouTube via OBS. I don't know how he did it. Magic.
I mean, you should probably get like a logic. A digital scope, a logic analyzer, like ones that like overlap a little bit.
So how well is there one of these with the gasket that's actually put together?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because I'm curious to see how that actually.
So you can like zoom in on that point and see what's in it. It's really what I like.
Yeah. So it does a nice job of sticking dust on there.
That's probably yeah.
Well, JD was saying the production version is running on the outside, so it's not tight. It'll still switch like this, or I guess the...
It'll be bolted, so it'll be, right? Like
So
you can see it through the thing. So it should, hopefully it should be like tightened exactly the amount to dampen. And then,
Hey, I'm taking off?
Pretty soon. Pretty soon.
Okay.
Yes, I just want to shake your hand and thank you.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
everything you do.
No problem, man.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, it was great to see you. I wish we would have been able to talk more.
You know
but
what? There's a whole lot of people here that you have to spread yourself among.
Yeah, it's true. It is a lot of people.
Yeah,
So.
but it was good seeing you.
Yeah. Don't be a stranger, man. Come back to the Bay Area. We're all going to be here.
What's that?
We're all going to be in the Bay Area actually very soon.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, you're always welcome to come, stay at my place. I'll volunteer at Gunner's place right now.
I mean, Jacob has been running meetups like monthly.
Yeah. His monthly meetups and, you know. At random,
They've been a mix
rotating,
of San Francisco and San Jose.
Yeah.
Obviously, San Francisco is a lot easier for me to get to.
Yeah, but it's hard because people in the South Bay hard to get to San Francisco. If you're in the East Bay on like Fremont, it's hard to get.
Right.
But we will have. We're gonna try to work out, a space for geek hackers, because I have all this tooling and it's just not gonna fit in my apartment. So, I really want to get something going where people can help me cover the cost of a small, just a garage size space. That's commercial real estate that we have power.
See, if we did this in Southern California, you could use one of my garages.
And that's the thing is I tried to do this in Southern California at first when I was at UCI, and we just didn't have the support then. Because everyone's so scattered in Southern California.
Yeah, that's true.
But there are just a couple of places, even if it's out in the East Bay, like out in Pittsburgh where John is, then it's not that far. You just BART over there.
It takes a while.
It takes a little while, but
it takes an hour.
But you can get over there, and if you end up spending the whole day making something, it's worth it.
Right.
So I do want to keep it two geek hackers.
Right.
People who are on the boards, because we're all friends and we're all, I can trust people on the board.
People have some amount of reputation.
Yeah.
You think you can?
Well, no, I mean, at least I know a lot of people on the board that I really do trust.
Right.
John, obviously, all the mods and admins, and I trust them if they learn the machines and they teach other people and they vet them, I completely trust anybody they vet. So, there's a lot of
Stuff goes wrong, you can deal with it.
And we have a lot of community, and if we co-located with one of the bigger tech shops and stuff, they have these complicated governance systems, and someone was saying that like he's been at these like tech shop type governance committees, all these like crypto anarchists who are trying to get together. It's like total.
If you go to Noisebridge or someplace, that's its own thing.
Yeah,
That's
so it's like,
less
but
of a-
everybody has their own thing already.
That's partly a sort of hackerspace and partly like a
Political sort of thing.
it's like a meeting place for people who don't have other places to hang out that are like sort of
Okay, so I
aligned
grew up with
their-
a lot of crypto anarchists.
Yeah.
And so
Can you define that?
They're people who are anarchists and are kind of not public about it. So they don't believe in any authority, but they don't actively rally against authority.
Right.
It's just like
They
in
just
their
want to do their own
yeah.
thing.
They just want to do their own thing,
they-
and a lot of them are kind of like, you know, the people I grew up with, they were like dumpster divers, and they were just like, and I don't mean like durable goods. Like they just grabbed food from dumpsters and eat it because it was, you know, just what they wanted to do. It's just like, can I live for free without authority? The answer was, you get very sick, but you deal with it. Like, you know, one of my friends in high school, he specifically did not walk on sidewalks because that was too orderly. So he could walk in the middle of the street. Because you're not supposed to walk in the middle of the street. So, you know, he specifically did his own thing.
So to be honest, like I wish that everybody would walk in the middle of the street. It would make, you know, and if
You never lived in LA.
If we got cars to all drive, you know, 25 miles an hour in residential neighborhoods and everybody walked in the street, it'd be great.
Yeah, you've never lived in LA.
But yeah.
Yeah, people would
not
die.
gonna work.
People would die. Personal drivers do not suffer anything. Anything at all. Chinese drivers don't stop for anything. Like, doesn't matter if there's a car in the way, a person in the way. Just time to go. Yeah, I have crazy stories. I mean, you know, in OC, it's not. Well, no, it's not quite as bad in OC.
Well, I see,
I don't know.
as a driver, I see people walking across the street, acting as if they're enjoying messing up the system.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, and it's like that's the system.
That's being
That
douchey.
is the system.
Yeah. If you're sauntering in the middle of the street and somebody has to like
Hold on, I'm gonna
stop
give
for
him
you,
another
that's
light.
just being douchey. But
That's the situation.
Yeah, I know.
you do part-time
I think I got a couple that are really good, but it's hard to tell.
Keep going. Just
One thing that
do
would
what
be
you can.
interesting is I wonder if you could mount a light like this on a arm for like a
You mean like this
monitor.
arm? Right here? Oh, no.
You know,
No.
Put
You
a
mean,
Visa mount on it and like.
why would you want to light up a Visa mount thing? I mean,
You think it's too sturdy and big?
what people do is
So
these
this thing is
Bogan
like-
super clamps are the standard of mounting lights on for camera lighting, because you can put them anywhere.
So basically, I want to have something I can use both for like camera lighting, but also just like for a desk lamp or for like lighting, you know, workspace.
A lot of things plug into that this quarter-inch.
That's just a tripod
I
mount.
mean, I
Yeah,
put the
yeah, and
focus
you
all the way in, and I just move the camera up and down until it's in focus.
Exactly.
Is that
That's
an
what
accepted way
that's
to
what
do
this
that?
does.
Yep.
Okay.
That's all that this does.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's here. It's here. With a macro screw, but that's all it does. This is called the macro slider, and that's how people get focus in macro shots. Exactly. You just pull in and out. And I give you enough
But it's
light.
like it's really hard. Yeah, it's great. It's hard to like hold it steady.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm kind of like
That's
holding
why you
the
want a
camera.
tripod.
Yeah, that's why you have a tripod, but you don't have it's going to take too long to set one up.
Oh, that's fine.
Let me give you a bit more light. One of those lights is starting to go. So I can give it use this LED thing in the jiggers.
Like I can focus on it with my eye, but it's hard
Just
to make out
do
anything.
the best you can.
Yeah.
And you try to get your focus point in the middle of the object because you're not seeing what's actually going to come out.
Oh,
You're
yeah?
seeing the smallest diameter of what's going to come out. So what's going to come out is going to have a little more field of focus than you saw. And then if you can only get if you only end up half of it and you need to get the other half with a different second shot, then you can actually composite them and fill out the entire thing.
That makes sense.
So just do what you can.
Yeah, I think I can get like an okay ish clear shot of it, and then you can just zoom in real far.
And then this everyone else is young.
Oh wow, that's like
Yeah, they're really bright when you throw in, but they go through batteries like crazy. So I have a lot of whole thing of batteries.
with respect to noise bridge, it's not a good place to do work.
Yeah, so
It's
that's
almost impossible to do work there because it's chaotic and busy and whatever. But it's a fun place. Like if you have nothing to do for a couple hours and you want to go meet some very interesting people. There are some truly amazing people that hang out there. There's this guy Mike who's like this genius engineer who knows how to make anything, and like doesn't believe in the concept of mathematics or programming. Like wants to do everything in a completely like analog way.
yeah, but analog mathematics is like the foundation of mathematics.
He like doesn't even believe in measuring things against like measuring devices.
Oh, okay.
Like he'll measure against measuring devices sometimes, but as much as possible he tries to like measure things against, like transfer measurements directly from one part to another.
Oh, yeah. Old machinists used to do that. Is they would machine one part and then they just get relative matching between different parts. And the idea is because when you're measuring it in standards,
Yeah, exactly.
you're doing that. That's exactly what you're doing. That's actually a very good way.
Oh no, it's brilliant, but it's interesting because he solves all problems like this. So for example,
Programming, OS design, and
he needed to have a level surface along a big wall.
I don't understand yet. I want to
He
get
needed to basically mark off.
everything all the way down to technology, all the way up to CP, system architecture, and stuff.
It's called a career. Okay, just start.
No one's gonna hire me.
Oh, okay, you said that. Okay, great. I'm trying to find a part. I'm trying to find a tool. Yeah.
That's why I want to get involved in like whole project. Yeah, exactly. Because it's like, oh well, I didn't really work on the ergodocs, but I was like, I had access to all the files and I like offered suggestions and stuff, but I didn't give any so I did keep track of the interest, which was kind of cool. But, it's not like the same. So yeah.
That's a very crucial part of project management.
GD, have you seen that there's a
I mentioned on like two different websites, and like, I probably had 110 people on each website, and I just like kept track of it, and I contacted people, and it was pretty fun. And I'm on the Ergodocs website as a contributor, as like I manage interest.
Yeah, but I mean, you understand that you know what you're doing. I mean, they're last forever.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't go through. People get paid for doing that. So a lot, and it's fun.
Oh, it's great.
You know,
I love
I
it.
mean, it's not just a paycheck. I'm just trying to point out you don't undervalue it. I mean, that upsets me.
Yeah, and that's my problem. I tend to really undervalue everything.
Right. That's an internal issue.
Yeah, that's going to
needs
get.
to be
Yeah,
addressed.
it's going to get.
It's important that you address
When I
it
moved
because
from
you're hurting other
here,
people.
Yeah, because they can't get
Not
them
just
big.
yourself. You
this
understand
high,
that. So
of keyboard boxes.
you can't help
Well,
others.
because they were shipped to him. I was
Take
them all out.
That's why I quit my job.
Anyways, because he was in like tiny.
Dude, you're my hero. I quit my job. I love that phrase. Love that phrase.
Anson's giving a presentation. If you want to go see it, go into the room over there.
Okay, I think that's as good as it's going to get.
Okay, just keep moving on through this stuff. Have people.
I'm gonna start taking pictures of keycaps and stuff so I can like get better.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me use your camera. That's
No problem, man.
I mean, it's really heavy. But,
Yeah. With the macro setup on it, is quite heavy.
Paranoia is real.
How do you turn these lights off?
Button. That button. Yeah.
Thanks.
You guys interested in this presentation?
I'm very interested, but I want to start this build.
Take one of these chairs in.
had infinite amounts of bubble wrap.
Okay. This is really everything else is plastic. Yeah. So I just.
Are you checking it or carrying it?
Everything is going in.
And they're not gonna make you unwrap it anymore?
They made me take everything out and run it through the scan. So unless they're jerks.
What's that? It's a keyboard. It's another keyboard.
Yeah, well, when I ran it through first, I didn't take anything out. Even I thought I'd take everything out. It was when I was supposed to. And God, it's fine. Well, probably like 6 keyboards. Oh, okay. Surprisingly easy.
Well, once they knew what all those spots were.
Yeah, exactly.
He just couldn't put up with the film switch. Somebody needed a key. I don't know. We'll ask him. I thought it was you, but it wasn't.
I'll recognize the rest. Take care. Thanks. Is is it
I'm gonna start making the JD40, and then hopefully I'll get it all together in time. Well, not quite. I don't have stabilizers, but I'll get something together.
What's Hoffman something? Nice. And your real name's Andrew.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pleasure talking to you a little bit.
Yeah, you heading out?
Yeah, pretty quick.
Great to meet
As soon as I am able to liberate the rest of your stuff from the truck, or do you? Is it? Yeah, that's why I was waiting. But yeah. Probably not. We can check. But. So you're from Wisconsin. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Where were you? Southern California. So if you're ever down that way, look us up. And I live in Fullerton. He lives in Garden Grove. If we met in the middle, we'd probably be at Disneyland. Huh?
Probably be
a little further away. Yeah.
I've never been to
Have
California.
you really? This is the first time, huh? So have you traveled any other places in the country? Or?
Yeah, for this western one was Colorado. Backpacking on mountains.
Yeah.
And then typically tend to go east. Went to Florida, that's my family, when I was amazing. My brother. North Carolina, Virginia, Canada,
Yeah.
other stuff. I went to school in Minnesota, so I spent a lot of time traveling.
Now, you're from Minnesota.
I'm from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. You went to school in Minnesota. Worked there. And so, what other interests do you have besides keyboards?
A lot of, I'm into a lot of machine stuff.
Yeah.
But I also like, I don't want to be there.
Yeah.
That's what I can't think. That's what I was.
Right.
There's a lot of interesting stuff.
Yeah. Oh, is that thing?
It's my newest hobby.
I probably know I wouldn't be any good at it, so I don't even try. You know?
It's so fun.
You know, I don't,
I'm seriously gonna buy it.
are you really?
I'm probably going to buy two.
I have such poor small motor skills that I probably would just embarrass myself.
I'll practice at home.
Yeah.
When's your flight out, JD?
What's that?
When's your flight out? I know it's in the afternoon.
Yeah, we have to leave in about 15 minutes.
Oh dear, okay. It's too bad.
Yeah.
Because I'm starting up the JD40 build right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna miss it, but
It's okay. I will give you. Yeah, I don't know if we'll even get around to presenting it, but I'll just start building it now, and at least people can see.
sure.
Yeah. What's the orientation? What's the diode orientation you use?
I'm really good
You
with
just
two
you put
walls.
them on the back, of course. Everything goes on the back. The TNC goes on the back. The USB goes on the back.
That says a lot. That says it all.
Okay. Yeah. But they have lines there, so they go
What is?
all the lines go up except for this
Yeah, you know what? I
middle part that goes.
I like-
These
I like-
ones that are in the middle, and these go down. But everything goes up.
Well, you know what? I think
Do you do the build demo still?
Well, I'll try. Let's see. I mean,
Is that what you're prepping for?
yeah, that's what I'm prepping for. I'm just gonna start soldering and
How
then.
you doing?
I was up till I didn't know my friend's place.
That's the deal right next to that. If you're gonna say anything.
Oh, yeah.
Sensitive or whatever.
No, it's not sensitive. It's just,
Okay.
yeah, we all grew up together. I've known him since, we've known each other since we were like 3 years old.
Yeah.
But you know what, overall.
Yeah, it's just, we don't actually know what happened yet. His family said something, but we don't know.
It's good to be the older.
It was a guess on their part.
Oh, so they don't know whether
they don't know yet. The police coroner's still investigating.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of it was just a huge shock to his family. It was less of a shock to us, but it was still kind of a shock. We didn't really know. Never really expressed anything like that. So it was, yeah, so it was just, we kind of sat down and just remember and shared remembrances and kind of tried to figure out how to cope. Yeah, it was definitely, I don't, it was the right thing to do out there.
Yeah.
But, we also have to move on with our life right now, so there's not much we can do. The family is doing a small thing, just family first, and then they're going to organize something for friends.
Yeah,
it's their entire junior elementary school, high school class, basically. So we're going to start trying to spread the word to people who weren't direct that people who knew recently, who did community recently. And from there, we're kind of hearing sporadically from family.
Yeah.
A couple of points.
He bought one of the original.
Just wait until they're ready to bring us in. Just spread the word and just remember the positive times. Try to notify as many people as possible.
Yeah.
And then just
well, he does the
remember so much you can do later than that.
Yeah.
Just,
so what grieving is.
Yeah,
it is what it is. And,
he does the foundation.
Yeah, and everyone, including his family, is going to have to realize that's really all I can do. So yeah, I'm hearing something. Something to do, and
distraction.
If there are people around, I know a lot of people tick off, but if it's just us hanging out, I don't mind that either. It's just that's what I love about the community is we have good friends, and it's also this is a tribute to Family's friend as well.
That's true. It is.
It really is. And,
I didn't actually think about that.
No, it really is, and I meant to do it. That's why I meant to do it here, and so we do it, and we'll do our own things for after just passed, and it'll be as fitting.
Right.
We're thinking actually, his family did ask, where do you think you might want to do what do you think you guys might want to do the more general thing, and we were thinking we love nature. Tilden Park is one of our earliest camping trips was out to Tilden Park. We were in junior high, the entire school went up there. Our entire class went up there and just camped out for a night. And with the Boy Scouts, we used to camp out there. as preparation for like bigger campouts and hikes and so that'd be a nice place to do it. And we're just thinking about we had our own stories, of course, but kind of something that would be fitting during the big times. Because there were a lot of them. We were all grew up together. A lot of our time. So focusing on kind of the good.
But I think
he was a good guy. He was a good friend of mine. And we just want to remember him for that. It's kind of like, it's almost like, you know, in some ways we kind of expected that something would happen. We didn't think it would be this drastic.
So this is all your collection?
This is all mine.
Are you single?
I still have to go back and move. Still, you know, have to. I don't have to, but I choose to.
The money is flowing.
And continue doing that. That's why I was like, you know,
so
back here, do what I can, hang out with people. There's not much else that one can do. And on top of that, you know, it's not even monotonous to stop everything for it. You know, whether or not, honestly, I kind of think that. And in that case, you know, it's just tragic. And regardless, it's tragic. But in particular, if it's an accident, it's even worse. It's easier, I think, to be an accident than to, because otherwise you're getting this, you know, could we have helped him? Yeah, could we have helped him more? Could we have, you know, did we see any signs? You know, and it's like, we don't know. We actually don't know. We sat until 2 a.m. last night. You know, it's one of the questions, and it's like every time we got into that, we had to stop ourselves and say, you know, it's just going to be painful to look at that and try to like trace back and figure it out. We just focus on being our own kind of community. Because there's so many people, like 2 people in our class. We all knew each other. So it's like, you know, we have this community, and we've been kind of more disconnected, I think, in the last couple of years. And, you know, I was talking to a friend of mine who's in Chicago, and I was like, you know, I haven't seen him in quite a while. He did his postdoc at University of Chicago. He did his PhD at, I said Cal, but I don't think it was actually Cal. I was in Rutgers, actually. And, you know, I haven't seen him in a couple of years. I was talking about needing to, you know, this is a wake-up call to be more with each other. Yeah, because you never know what's going to happen. And we were fantastic. We consider ourselves part of the community. It's just, you know, everyone's busy, and it's like you have to do it. You get into this tunnel vision, and you don't reach out to your older friends, and except for, you know, like I'm really close with a few people, and one of them was him. And so it's definitely hit us harder. You know, we were all in Berkeley last night for our top one. But we want to bring in, you know, everybody who knew him, because also we have the most experience with him in the negative parts of, you know, his recent history. Yeah, a lot of those people will remember the really positive parts of growing up together and be able to help us focus on that. So we decided we were like, you know, we should remember the positive, huge numbers of positive parts. Just kind of, you know, the other parts, they were maybe more an aberration, or they're not what we should focus on. There's no point focusing on the negative. You know, he was a fantastic person. He was just always enthusiastic, and we were all used to a competitive play games. Focus on that. We were thinking also maybe, you know, we go up in the woods and we have our thing, and then while we're there, get everyone together and just play some games. That's what we love most, and that's what we should focus on. Yeah, because we all bonded, you know, the closest, our closest friends bonded most closely with each other. And they were just countless. The biggest, for years, when we were in junior high, I would either be at his place every afternoon, or he'd be at my place and we'd just play games. So, like, you know, whenever our parents were like, "Hey, come home, do your homework," and that's the memories those are the memories I should focus on. And I have been. It's painful, but it's also good because they're really good memories. You know, he was one of my best friends, and he helped me. I mean, together we were. We actually went to the same university too, both at GCSD. We only overlapped by like a couple months, but we were both were computer scientists. We actually co-taught our computer science class in high school. And it's because we just both of the same thing. We loved playing games, and we loved computation. That can be something special that I hold. Then that's a different matter. And the worst thing is the guilt that you feel if I was more active and later on. It's a great community for us, she was so busy. I didn't see a lot of like 6 months of time.
You know, I don't mind helping you design the plate.
You know, that guilt is just, it has to go.
Yeah, right. It's fruitless.
It doesn't help.
Because you know, I mean, as a computer scientist, right? I think in the general, you can't do that with every single person you know.
Exactly.
It's just not. It's not your responsibility. It's not possible. You do what you can, and obviously, if you had noticed something, you know, you would have done whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just,
if you'd allowed us to help them, then we absolutely would have helped them in a second. You know, and we did. I feel like we did help him actually, and we were talking about that. One of the friends that was with us yesterday lived with him for a few years. And sometimes when our friends kind of bouncing back and forth. He was under a lot of pressure at the time from his job. You know, my friend would just like walk in and say, "What's up?" You know, and we'd all, you know, if I was here, well, my other friends would go over, hang out there all the time. You know, if I was here, we went and hang out. We went and hung out. We had some big ED parties out there, LAN parties, and you know, really good memories. Really good memories. Yeah, just being kids, and it's fantastic being around. When our friend was he went to Davis, and when he was finishing up, like last year finishing up, we all went, and his parents had bought him, his parents had bought a house out there for while he was going to school, and they were going to flip it.
me to mess with it. I mean,
His parent, his dad's
honestly, I could do it if I just had the time to learn it.
They've actually done pretty well
There was some easy
that
way to
way,
get
but
into
yeah,
it.
so in this big house, everyone else had moved out, and so all of us went there. There were like 8 people,
Yeah.
and we had this incredible night where like we slept like an hour that
Well,
night, and then we were so destroyed. I mean, we just been playing games and playing games and playing games.
Yeah,
We were so whacked out. We were just like, we have to get some food. We have to get some food. So we take 2 cars out. My friend's driving one of them.
It outputs all the Gerbers and stuff.
And we're behind my other friend at a stop sign. And I was like, a couple of us in the car were like, you have to bump him. You have to bump his car, man. And so he was like, yes. And he just goes, bump. And we were I was talking to my other friend there, who was driving the other car was there, and he was just like, I was just so shocked. It was like this massive jolt to him because he like pulled into the car. we all had like crappy cars and
yeah, well I am too.
It was just fun.
Whatever,
Yeah, it was just
we
like
did that.
yeah, it's like you know.
Because I love it.
We used to drive around.
I like it actually better.
I had a Grand Caravan at the time. Grand Caravan. First car ever 3-wheeled, and we saw jump into that thing, and I would just like drive like a maniac.
I just when I started learning it, I just
pop wheel. Those front tires, I destroyed them. I turned them into like just metal cord.
Like for
This thing was so like I learned a lot about weight transfer. Just so floppy, like just load up with people and then screech around everywhere.
The only difference
Just
is that it
a lot
just
of
puts
so many good memories of growing older and being younger.
it doesn't actually show
Lighting
like
off
it actually drawing a file.
our own homemade smoke bombs in his backyard, just little things.
I mean, if you're gonna make
all
a
really
like
chemistry.
you can export to a bitmap so you
Screw
can
around, all kinds
share
of
it.
stuff.
Give people your design ideas.
First the program,
And it has a watermark, but that's the only difference.
We had early on these kind of war games. We programmed we were robots.
Right.
We used to sit around playing that for hours and hours. And then we wrote our first.
Well,
So many video games. We wrote our first little video games
it's totally free.
Just a lot of great memories and
I
a lot
found
of.
Keycon really easy to learn. Pretty great.
You already have an AutoCAD background.
There's no
In fact, I started
just
Yeah,
our
right.
lives
That's
and
what I learned
remember the
with
great things about.
in my job.
It's like what's happened has happened, and the important thing now is to
Move
go
on
on in a
and
healthy
remember
way.
him as the many years. Known him since I
Yeah, I
known him for 25 years,
when I do
and
small scale
most of the 20 years were just fantastic. Being friends,
I use
playing, went through so many different kinds of games. I couldn't even count. We couldn't even remember like all the games we played. We were thinking, oh, we remember that game. Oh,
It's just so funny going from measuring
And
Feet and
times
inches.
we were like
instead of 30
super
feet.
Okay, now
competitive.
you're either millimeters or inches.
When I first started at San Diego, he was
It's down to
there.
the
Yeah.
4 decibels
Right,
of
exactly.
So we went to a game
Yeah,
shop.
I send my
And
files.
we played
but
our first game with like
I
I didn't
send
even know
some were in
so
millimeters.
this is one with robots.
Thing is like 100 feet long. No.
Just out on
100
the
inches?
shelf.
No, it's millimeters.
Sat down for 4 hours. And the rules, we were sitting there passing on the book, and so we kept like pulling out like obscure rules on each other. We'd be like, no,
Right.
I eliminated all your dudes. Look at this rule. It was just the craziest thing because so the person would just stand up. We had this thing where we were like, we pretend to like flip the table before table flipping actually.
Right.
I'm just like, that's it. I'm out, and we walk out and then walk
Nail
back.
shops just don't want to deal with small jobs. They don't want
Yeah.
the hassle of it. You just, I've gone to shop after
Yeah,
shop.
mostly it was just
They're all like, yeah, we can do that. And I'm like, okay,
the
well, I
shock.
want 3.
yesterday as the news started
Okay,
coming
we'll
out.
call you back.
It just was like, whoa. Just surprised at first that it's kind of that numbness. But getting together, talking, it's just,
Well, the problem is,
it's the best way to remember
Yeah, it's worth it.
It's like small fry.
I need you. I want you to get 10,000. Just send me one.
Yeah, right. Yeah, charge me for all of them. They don't.
And I just want to.
Yeah, that like memories of small fry thread was really good. For all these reasons.
Yeah,
People just get together and remembering, talking and stuff.
Yeah, I remember to do. I forgot to do it, but I'm friend of mine. It's like, well, yeah, everyone's on Facebook. Everyone's connected through, at least a couple of, for 2 degrees, I think everyone's connected still. So if we get a couple posts on Facebook out, with choice, because we don't know that much yet, but just like, this is here to remember. And this is
Yeah, or I can stream.
People are calling.
Just do post Keycon thread.
Are you guys flying out together?
About an hour apart.
Oh, I see. But you're driving to the airport.
We're driving to the airport.
So did you rent a car?
Yeah, I got to drop the rental off at the airport. Right, unfortunately.
Oh, that's not your
Yep. Good luck. And again, I'm
So
whatever you need that I can provide.
Yeah.
Keep on doing your thing.
I guess
were you there when I was talking about the Boston trip last weekend? I talked interviewed out there the night before because I was talking with Tanya.
Work on public speaking. Sure. Don't say never stand and try to make a big point.
And so
what the hell are you doing? We're gonna talk about your hand placement.
We just sat and talked for a really long time about all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't even touch on that one. I feel like this is what's so great about this community too.
My man. I can't believe it's over.
I trust a lot of people on the forum that don't meet until like events like this.
I showed you how easy it was, right? I just walked over, took a picture, and
And we have such interesting people, like diverse skill sets and interests that like all come together.
It's like it's like Kroganar and the banners. He just we had an idea, we get an image, and he just shoots off this fantastic. Was he a Keycon photographer? Taking off. Cool. Okay. Thanks for coming. Yeah. We gotta.
Let's take a group photo.
Okay. Yeah. We can all stand in front of the stream for right now, real quick. Stand in front of the stream and say hi. To say bye to everyone. The stream is live right now.
Is anybody watching?
I don't know. JD, not JD, what am I thinking? Binge is running this on his YouTube channel.
Okay.
So everyone, a couple of people are taking off now.
Stream or whatever
Just
we're
wanna
doing right now.
say thanks for watching if you've been following the entire weekend. And, so let's get a good photo.
I don't know.
We gotta get his mates on.
I need a wire angle. Yeah.
Yeah, Kendama Mafia.
so gay.
That doesn't work.
What if the other one?
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
That must have been fun. Next time, I'm drunk.
This right here is my favorite.
So I can bring more things.
The smaller size.
Wait, have I told? I haven't told most people the story of bringing multiple SSKs back with me from China.
No, you haven't. But that's an amazing story.
Yeah, it's hilarious. So I went to China, and I arranged to have like 4 SSKs in various states of disrepair sent to my hotel, couriered to my hotel while I was there in Beijing for a conference, and so I had all these keyboards to bring back, I don't check luggage, just as a rule. And so I had this bag that was like a bunch of clothes, and then below that there was just like all these keyboards, right? And I was thinking, I wonder if this is going to be flagged on the screening station. I had one in my backpack. I had like 4 in my suitcase, and so I sent them all through, and this security agent, she was very, very straight back, straight laced, military, and she pulls out the bag. She opens it up. She moves the clothes out of the way, and she looks at it, and she's like, "What?" And then she just closes it up and closes it back up, and she passes it. She's like, gives it to me, and that's the story of me bringing
I have a funny story.
30 pounds of keyboards through Beijing airport
So
security.
we're gonna let's get this picture and add a stream, and then we can do.
Yeah. So okay, I have to find the other camera. Oh, the other lens. It's right here. I just pulled it out.
This camera game is real. It's so real right now.
What camera?
Your camera game is so real right now.
What camera game?
This game?
You have a sweet camera, is what he's saying.
Oh, okay.
Love the domos.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me show everyone my camera. Every time I go and visit a country, I buy a little thing to put on my camera. So this ivory, it's an ivory elephant, although no, it's an ivory pig. It's the snout's not big enough. It's an ivory pig. It's a little ivory pig that came from Beijing. This guy's named Haiichi. He's the official mascot of Seoul, Korea. This is my U.S. one, just Spider-Man, Kid Robot Spider-Man. And then this one I had to put on my. I had a Cambodia, because my father lives in Cambodia, but this is one of my favorite actually. This came from Beijing too. There is a microbrewery contest in Beijing every year. Went to one of these microbreweries, and he was selling bottle openers with it. But I couldn't put it on the camera because it's all metal. And then for Japan, I had a little Totoro, but he fell off, so I have to get another one. Okey-doke.
You're not gonna get it on us?
Sorry?
You have a tripod so you can get it on us?
Oh, yeah, why don't we put it on the tripod that was over here?
It's behind you.
Up.
It's
the engineering life.
Yeah, that engineering. 5 years engineering school so I can remind somebody about a tripod.
You're doing it right. You're doing it right.
And then everybody needs a keyboard, right?
It's a very large. There's a bunch of room grab.
Yeah,
There probably is enough for one per person.
No problem.
Yeah, there's like a disproportionate amount of room.
Does somebody want a chair?
Us normal size people.
Wait, is really nobody's gonna sit down?
You can sit in the chair, man.
Awesome.
You're all just gonna I'm gonna get like the Darth Vader chair out.
I can stay in the camera just fine.
Is the lens cap a problem?
Yes, it is. You cannot take a picture through a lens cap.
If there's enough light, you can.
You can.
Yeah, it's Quality Tools.
Quality German tools. Okay.
Scooch in, everyone.
The only person that I cannot see is Ron.
Like 30-foot Jew.
I'm just like,
Are you selfieing?
Okay, now I can see Ron, and I'm gonna try to figure out how to use a timer.
Where are you gonna stand?
just sit and just kneel in
I'm just gonna kneel in front because I have to timer it.
It's 10 seconds.
Doing just one of these?
Just one. If it's blurry, oh well. Just one.
Only one shot,
We're not gonna
Alright, so you gotta set it to burst.
Okay. The timer. I don't
He's
know.
like shaking.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna be a problem.
You should get it some like cookie.
I don't know what the timer is set for. So we're just going to, but it'll make a big noise.
It may be 2 or 3 seconds, or it may be 10.
Also, that thing's recording us too.
There we go. It's going
It's
flashing.
Okay, it's flashing. It's flashing at some point.
Oh!
There we go.
One picture.
Okay, and then I'm gonna record a video real quick.
So the other one's recording and we're all on it on
Yeah,
the
I know.
Oh,
We
yeah.
already
Yes.
recorded.
We could just, probably could just take a picture from the recording.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
one of the things.
I hope not.
Nope.
The stream is watching.
The stream is watching us take pictures.
The stream is real.
You should be watching.
How do I?
You can see it on the.
Yeah. No,
They got to watch him take a selfie. Very awkward.
Somebody give me a kendama. I gotta fix this.
Oh shit.
No.
Timer
wait,
turned
that's
off.
Nope.
You can do like.
Okay,
Your photo.
we are recording. This is gonna go up on YouTube, so anyone have anything to say? Hi.
Geek Hack for life.
I do have the stickers. I brought the stickers.
Yeah.
So
What stickers?
you can't say that. For Geek Hackers by Geek Hackers. Okay, so anyone have anything they want to say to the recorded video?
If you guys didn't come, you missed
You should have been here.
Yeah.
Should have came.
Yeah.
See you next year.
2015.
And actually, this is only we had so many people yesterday.
Yeah, there's like double the people here yesterday.
Yeah, at least. So come next year, March. We're gonna do Chicago.
And the East Coast needs to step up their game. Let's see the East Coast.
Yeah, I mean New York. There's so many people in New York too. I mean, some of them came to Chicago last year. Yeah. Okay. So.
2014 out.
Bye everyone. 2014 out. West Coast. West. Why do you West Coast? Okay.
It's NorCal, we don't do that.
Yeah, that's true. Compton. That's it. Let's say North.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm doing my best, Dr. Gachet.
Hello.
Yeah.
That line drawing
Hello,
of Stravinsky
NorCal.
where he's like this. That's what I'm copying.
Okay, so
Do we have any other presentations that want to happen? I saw somebody typing a presentation in the back behind the camera.
I was typing a presentation.
I would like to present later.
yeah, why don't we? We'll just present. You can present in front of a small audience because people will take off. But let's just go on with the presentation.
Well, I'm a person leaving.
No, yeah, so we got a couple of people actually leaving now this minute.
Oh dear.
I can't stay another couple
He has
minutes. We
a
gotta
plane.
leave.
Okay, you gotta go.
But
You
I
gotta
can
go.
either post my slides and people ask.
Yeah. But
Cool.
it's just like what we could do. We could do a remote YouTube presentation where you just record your presentation and just put it up on the YouTube channel.
That's fine.
That's
Yeah.
right, and naked
Yeah.
from the waist down.
Yeah, that's a great thing about YouTube.
No mirrors,
Don't have to wear pants to work. So.
But you do if you have a mirror in the background.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
You
true.
have a mirror on your closet door.
Oh yeah.
So, okay, anyone else?
I can do mine on keyboard layouts.
Okay,
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
That's
Just-
my model. Yeah.
great, so just
Something
FYI,
Yeah,
um,
I'm just gonna send it
an
to you.
MP4
You
can
have my
support
address,
a
right?
30-minute video. So any 33-minute videos on metal forming might be annoying to the cameraman. So for the next presenters, I will splice your videos.
Okay. So I want to say goodbye to the people who are leaving.
All right.
If you wanna all say goodbye. To
Handshake line.
Get in here, group hug. Geek Hacker group hug.
Where'd you come from, by the way? Wisconsin.
Enjoy the keyboard. Yeah.
Or email me.
I'll
that.
email it to you.
Okay.
PM it or something.
Email it.
I cannot.
I'll hold the room.
I'm in.
Absolutely.
100%.
Awesome.
That I can drive to.
IRC is literally the best way to get a hold of me.
Just
Like, I
share
will,
the email?
okay.
Okay.
If I'm at work,
Have a
I'm
good
not
one.
meeting, I'll just respond to you.
Good luck on your new
I'm always logged in with my bouncer, but I'm never on there.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
I used to be, but my bouncer's still on like 20 channels.
Make JD. JD has the RS until for only like 21 minutes, so you're gonna do it as fast as possible.
I know. Well, he'll never rival you. And just appeared. I almost died.
I'm always trying to
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did he suggest you so much?
No, I never.
Okay. Is it now? And then you
Starbucks, L&L, Hawaiian.
No,
In that direction.
You know, you're not gonna
That direction is
whose car,
KFC,
who's
McDonald's.
I'm
I'm sorry, KFC. Taco Bell. That direction is
We get him in
McDonald's.
anyway.
Yeah, no cars.
Yeah, there's no cars ever. I've never seen a car in my life.
What? L&L Hawaiian?
Guys, what do you
Hawaiian
I
barbecue.
joined. I already declined your geek.
Yeah, I don't have a presence of geek. I just thought it was just a
You're kind of this background.
No. He'll chime in. You
Just
have
like,
to-
if you PM me,
go
I will
on IRC.
respond to any of your threads. If you PM me, if you want my opinion on things,
Yeah.
you can ask me my opinion.
I will have to do that. Once I get
Yeah.
my Kish Saber.
So people would be like, oh, what's the Switch? And I'll
who's the
send it
number one
to him
keyboard
and I'll
expert
chime in.
And then
or whatever.
Yeah.
Doing knowledge.
Podcasts
I definitely didn't ask about that.
Well, usually I'll look it up myself.
Nice to meet
but-
You too.
I'm not an injection molding
Exactly. Who said you were?
expert.
No, it was somebody else.
That's it. Is it major?
I was just trolling.
I can't
I
believe
know.
you're an injection molding expert.
So I have some injection molding questions actually.
Yeah.
Actually,
Actually, he's on for presentation about 10 minutes. If you need questions about injection molding, Dad is actually an injection
you went
molding
on the
expert.
list
I can
for like
forward anything
12
to him.
different people.
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
I need to be on this list. I'm like, what are you talking about? I've never seen a single post of him, so it's like.
Does he know?
But I have like 1,000 posts.
I
Well,
don't
he
know.
bought an injection
I mean,
molding
I
machine a
started
while
like
ago.
December
$2
2013,
But,
so
but they're a lot more
I
than
don't
that.
think I'm saying
usually.
it's not, not looking in the
But
right
anyway,
places.
it's kind of, I'll talk to him about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
His was like 55 grand.
No, it's a little like
For like a
hand
small one.
operated one, like a tiny little crank.
Oh, it's like made out of plastic and.
No, you get that. That could melt.
Yeah.
Is that like Barbie oven on there?
There was some
It's an easy
Kickstarter
bake
one
on the
that was like,
side.
Really?
like $500 or something. But
No, it's
you know,
actually, you know, yeah. So I talked with someone about that,
Uh-huh.
and they were saying it looked more like low pressure casting
Yeah, I think
than
that's-
injection molding.
that's fair.
Which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah,
low
yeah.
pressure casting is fine.
well, you could still do interesting stuff with it.
Yeah, but the thing is that, you know, everyone who does low pressure, that does casting right now, almost everyone who's casting does low pressure casting already in a pressure pot.
Right,
It's a
right.
better way to do it because you can fit bigger things. And,
I gotta keep
you
the
know,
skills sharp.
So I think that's the way to go. That was his conclusion. It was like, this looks like low pressure casting. You're already doing low pressure casting.
Well, they heated it up. It looked like they heated it up somewhat.
Oh, it's a thermoplastics low pressure casting. So that's a big difference. Is that usually you thermoset in the pressure pots. So, but you can also do thermoplastics and just heat the pressure pot up, and then cool it down very slowly. So yeah.
Have you played much with casting?
I have only been building other casting rigs
spike. I
to
did
make
two
sure
in a
they're
row.
safe.
The second one, I got it where it just barely
I
clears.
thought
so
about
it's super
casting,
quiet.
so the Geek Hack solder speeds.
Yeah, there we go.
I thought about casting those myself at some point when
This is
the
Anson's,
printer
and his
first
is
went
like
down.
on
It was just,
Mine is like,
I
yours is
talked to Vince
yeah,
about
mine's in pretty bad shape.
he showed me a picture of his pot.
Yeah, you can get a hardwood one.
It was, it's like a
Those
rainbow
roll ones are really nice.
polyurethane because you cannot get polyurethane off with purity. So there's just like this layer of polyurethane at the bottom from like failed casts or just like, you know, splashes. I was like,
Lignin Pate is the hardest.
I don't want that in my
It's also
like,
self-weighted.
he was like, everything
So
looks like this.
you have to, like,
Everything in the
translate
casting
this.
shop looks like this. And I was like, that's not happening. That is not gonna happen here. So,
That's fair.
I think if I could
so
start
instead I
place
bought a bunch
still,
of
I could
spools.
start-
so I had Edson, Edson supplied me with a whole bunch of spools. And now everything is just shipped on these spools.
months ago,
They hold almost exactly an ounce. And I'm just gonna hand wash them.
Baby
And the
summer
THC
school.
safe and all kinds of fun stuff.
You just need one of those little like like sewing machine bobbin
I tell you,
winder.
it's spiked to end.
Actually, I just used
To get a sewing machine, man, you probably do it. So
What?
the next thing
That's
you
what I
do
was
is
just saying.
like an actual sewing machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, like actually, my grandmother was saying, "Oh yeah, I wind thread with my sewing machine all the time," and I was like, "You cannot." I was like, and she was like, "Can you sew with solder?" And I'm like, "No, you cannot do that, grandma." And
But I wouldn't be surprised if the sewing machine was winded.
yeah, so but it's just all it is a servo, which is what I was using before.
Right.
A servo with I just printed a folder that just fit on it, and then you start the thread, and then you just wind it up real quick, and as you go on the next one, wind it up real quick. The big difficulty with those was not winding, it was printing, because I would get the printer out, I'd print 24/7. Everything would go down. I'd be like, about 40 units of inventory, those would sell through, and then I'd be like, now I have to spend 5 more hours on the printer, getting it working again, and then I can print maybe.
Well, if you're making a whole ton of the same parts, it doesn't really make sense to use a 3D printer anyway.
Yeah. So I mean, that was the thing. It was a great prototype. That's why I was like, oh, let's run on casting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there was also like the design was not set up for all the casting, so there was like lots of undercuts, and so like I would have had to use a silicone, but I would have had to use a soft part thing, and like the. Like all the tap trackers. You guys have tooling for the little spools that are perfect. You just give it to me, and eventually Nick was in the back, and he was like, "Oh, we have 1,000. How many do you want? How many do you want?" And I was like, 200. And he pulled out 200, and it was just like one bag. And he just gave it to me. Yeah. So I was like, great. Like it's so much easier. Right? It's just so much easier. And then I feel like people saw this because I mean, recently I had to put solder. Recently there have been like orders held out to Keycon, like trying to find something to spool solder on. It's just like, this is ridiculous, you know? People want to make something, they're willing to take that jump. I want to give them the
That's something I should have done.
Yeah, you need something. So,
you just put on the handcuffs, like you do that a lot.
the macro
That's how you like
lens.
It's a nice feeling to keep it. Not really for travel though.
So like, you get on the handcuff, and then you just like bounce it up and down.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh no! That's how you kill it.
Well, no, there was a well.
So after you do hops, right? You hop it higher.
No offense.
Yeah.
He took some good pictures.
So after you do hops, you're doing around the world. So hop it, bring it down all the way around and grab. Start with the big cut. That's all I need to do around the world.
I'll say you missed something. You did. There's some good stuff.
It's so hard.
Like anybody has something to offer. I like how we got like turn around and try to charge you. I was like,
You like that. That was my roommate's specialty. He could go around the world. He could do doubles.
I was
go
able
backwards. It was
to
crazy.
sift through
You did.
all the good stuff. To follow me and all.
That was a little one.
But
Oh,
man,
yeah.
it's a shame that stuff had to disappear because it had value.
Yeah, you're not gonna
This
do that.
string is like
Easily with
impossible.
another string.
This string, like, oh my gosh.
That's much easier about.
Around the world.
Design
The string just bunches up, and then you're
and
screwed.
so deep.
So like, so you're in the big cup, and then you just go like that. It's not that hard.
And so now
That's what I should have done. Oh man, I think of all this stuff, and I can't think of it like in the
I would
competition.
not pick up exactly where I left off. I'm at
That picture come out okay?
Yeah, picture came out great.
Are you selling this RC card? Like seriously?
Yes.
How much do you want?
Whatever's on the website.
That's I don't remember what's on. It's like 35, right?
A little less than that, because Amazon has it for 35, so I priced lower than that. Just buy it off the website. I'll put the shipping out. Yeah, that's what I mean. But I can't take payments except for on the website.
Can't take cash?
You can take cash.
I can take cash actually. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. You just send it.
Yeah. Just give me cash, and I'll take one stock off the website.
yeah, so
So however much it says on the website, give me cash for that.
Oh, I just want to buy this.
Have you not ordered the
Meter or?
No, I haven't.
Oh, just the sorbet thing?
Well, like the whole thing.
Okay.
But I've been holding off because I can't do Dvorak on it.
You know, there are only like 15 units left.
Yeah, I know.
To buy. And I'm not sure if I'm going to run this design again immediately.
If you were like 1 unit wider, I could get it. But since the 40% is moved in by a unit, you can't have the.
I think I'm going to do I may do a 60% max. This casting tooling is not that expensive, and once we have a 60% and 80%, it's a similar design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll probably just wait for that. And if it doesn't happen, then that's life, right?
Yeah, it's hard because the 60% designs are without the G60. And
I'd be down to talk to you about that.
So actually, yes, you should talk with us about that because everyone else, Joel, Tyrese, and I are talking about it.
It's in cold. That is too. It's like when someone tries to steal a manual car and they drop it. What are you doing on my computer, dude? I was trying to look up a price on the website, except I got wrecked because it's Colmac. I can't type it.
For the PCB, so here's the what I'm partially going to talk about my presentation. I'm working with Pata right now.
Yeah, I heard that.
No teams here, just as many as like is needed in any layout.
Yeah,
guys wanted two here, two there.
The thing about the reactor is that
I was like, oh, it's good.
Has anybody been following? Guys, 100 been following? I know the top 8 of you. I saw that this morning. J-Wall.
Isn't Ultra today?
It is Ultra. Everything's. Oh, yeah. The mainly top parts. Hungry Box. Mango. But then the lower bracket comes up. It's crazy. Fly me up. Yeah. I didn't see Amazon.
It's all about this.
And it's not even the best. It's not even the best. It's like PCB software.
No.
So instead of trying to make like a million PCB or a million different layouts work with one PCB, I think just getting the cost per PCB to work with meetup is like
right. There was meetup, and then there was meetup.
So I've got an Underdogs like this, and then I have the metal plates, and I have two PCBs, and I need to
you can get them like $20 to $30.
But I can never get that IO expander to work, so I'm online, only one hand works. So I'm gonna end up with like 3 one-handed Underdogs, just like all that I did. What I do is I take the metal plates and I sand them with like really rough sandpaper and just like so what you do is you get it and they'll have like
I'll see your
There's poles.
Or like
but like that's right. You have to take poles.
Right off of the file and then like take the plate and just sand it with like rough sand. Not just sand it down, but it's really
Eventually, it's probably going to be with a big company, but consulting. I can consult freelance.
So I'd love to like set up a time to go meet or something.
So
I don't know if you're in the Bay Area right now or if you're
no. This week I am moving. So next week I'll be moving up here. We'll be unpacking. So next week.
I'm down to exchange numbers with you and have you come like check out our office.
Yeah. I'd love to do that.
Stream, I am the champion. I have this RC car now.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Chat. Why don't you just give me your business card?
I don't have a business card, but I can. We don't make business cards yet. Usually it's more important for me to get everyone else's number than the other way around.
Okay, well then I am just going to write it on this McMaster receipt.
I like your MasterCard.
Okie doke.
I'll give you my cell number and my name.
No. Well, I know your name.
My last name's
Okay. And
oh, with the L.
Wait, can I give you my number and everything? Because things are getting crazy right. I mean, we're probably going to do this. Okay. So. And phone number is.
This is what I'm gonna get right here. Like they have the thicker ones.
Yeah.
And I don't like those because they're not very precise. I mean, they're great for like working on your car, but like
no, I mean,
thinking about
they're great
keyboards
for
and stuff, like,
yeah,
this
that's
is
true.
like
You
this
need
is
something
perfect
like
right here.
this, and these are the best ones they have because they have one that's like
Because I've got a set of
fits,
I've got a set of fixed handle ones and they're really good, but I want that.
Yeah, but this is so nice.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to source a bunch of tools right now.
That's what
I'm
you should
working
get.
with Brack. He wants me to get soldering irons, calipers, and screwdrivers.
So
and
calipers,
clippers.
you want Mitutoyo.
Yeah, I have one in this.
I was gonna shoot for digital. Because people are
Yeah,
so much
Mitutoyo has digital.
Okay, but they're like
really nice digital ones.
they're Japanese.
Yeah, they're
speak Japanese.
No, they have a U.S. office. It's in City of Industry.
Yeah.
It's really close to me. In fact, I knew I didn't have the volume to deal with them, but I wanted to drop by.
I'd love to like talk to them and get
Yeah.
Yeah,
we should talk
I'm
about.
very, very happy.
You know, we should actually talk about soldering irons too, because obviously ISO soldering irons. I really think that Edson is the choice over the US.
Okay.
I mean, not talking to Hacko, they are.
I don't like
they're
Hacko.
moving. No, so they used to be fantastic because it was all built in Japan, and the Japanese engineers are very exact. When they moved production to Malaysia on the replacement of the 6, it was no longer a lineman station, and it was no longer reliable enough to do even serious hobbyist work. I killed 2 of those freaking things in a year. Yes.
Yeah.
And
So
when I picked up the 2020, it's the best iron I've ever used.
Okay.
It's extremely reliable, and if you need replacement parts, they come. Everything comes from the U.S. and they get it to you in 2 days.
That's great.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yes. So. Yeah.
As far as actually using, I like the smart heating ones that that's Metcal, okay, they're the same. OKI, they're the same. And Pace will do that. And JVC's really good too.
I've started talking to
for, like,
Pace.
high-end stuff.
I've just been exchanging emails with everybody underneath.
Pace has some really good stuff, but it's expensive.
Yeah, so the thing is, like, if you go to high-end, most people don't need high-end SCDV. You just want a junior. That's why I source these.
Yeah, those are really good, especially for the
because
price.
they're fantastic for the price. Because most fixed wattage irons at this point, simple self-contained irons, they're built to shoddy specifications.
Yeah.
They don't have good tip compatibility. This one is built by a couple dudes who I know and I'm friendly with.
They're like
yes, they are real people. They will sign. They will sign a paper when for the 2020s and the 951s. They sign a calibration sheet. They say, "Look, I built this. I am responsible for it. I am proud of it, and I calibrated it for you. And call me up anytime."
That sounds pretty great.
Yeah, and those ones, it's the exact same thing. You get it, except it's a fraction of the cost, and it's all you need is a hobbyist. And it was designed so perfectly. It was designed for Kessler 44, literally for Kessler 44. By the inventor, by Bill Fortune, the inventor of the science. He was like, look, I want to build a set of tools which hobbyists can use to do everything you need to do to build electronics. And so he made a gigantic hand piston, the one everyone copied.
Yeah, and
but
even
badly,
good copy, it's like
but very
Excelta
portly.
has a really good copy of it, but it's just a copy.
And it's not as good as the real thing.
Yeah.
And then this iron, he was just like, okay, I'm gonna find a heater, a large reliable heater that I will protect. It's completely sheathed. So
the other thing to do is have a replaceable heater.
this is basically replaceable. If you break it, they can replace it. So this is actually pointless. This is useless. But let's see.
Well, like you end up with the heater in the tube.
Where's that quarter inch?
And that way,
It's not gonna work.
it's a different way of doing things.
So when you take this off, what you see is this is the heater.
Yeah.
It's completely sheathed, so it's very well protected. So it's hard to just if you tap it, it's safe. Because some heaters, when they're exposed, the ceramic becomes very brittle when it gets hot. So if you tap the iron, it'll crack, and that's extremely dangerous because almost all heaters are self-regulating. So if you crack a heater, it doesn't know what temperature it's at, and it can get extremely hot.
Okay, that is very dangerous.
It's very, very dangerous. But this one is basically designed to be completely foolproof. It's completely compatible with all of the 9 series tips.
Okay.
So you can get professional and semi-professional tips, and both lead-free, leaded, etc. fit right in.
That sounds great. That's what Brack's biggest thing that he wanted was.
And to open it, all you need is a quarter-inch. The ones I distribute are just plastic, printed plastic. You probably have one of those.
It's only 3 sizes.
Of employment
Oh, well.
is free coffee on
Such is
shipper
life.
off all the time.
So let's get that last presentation.
Bing, is this an SAS card?
Yes.
Like, I don't
Hold on. Give me a.
That's hardcore.
Okay.
I don't know. You spoke up first.
Here, Andrew. I took a little wrench.
Whenever I go out with other people, I buy their coffee.
That's it. It's and it still gets great transfer because this goes directly into the
That's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Yes. And it's the same design. It's slightly smaller than the 951 series, which has been the classical line for 30 years.
This is like identical to the Lindstrom that I have in like every way.
I wanted to buy the kit so I could get an extra JD.
I want to drill holes in it so I can PCD on everything.
You have a factory. You have.
You want to buy one of these?
Yeah, you buy. No, you don't buy
One of those brands.
And these go out to the 951s go out to China. They make Jesus makes like hundreds of these things.
Yeah.
And then they send them out to China to build AUs. It's hilarious. Every time they send a big shipment to China, the controller, another controller, they come in pretty well. They send away orders from just China. And she laughs her head off every time they get a big order from China. She's like, I know what's going on. I know what's going on here. They're probably cloning our products with our products, or they're cloning our competitors' products. Hopefully, using our product. And they have a new line, which it's that form factor, but the same. It's basically the same as the 951. And it's compact. It's more attractive. It's a really good hobbyist. It's going to be a much better hobbyist iron than the 951. Because it takes less space.
What's also really important is that they have a lot of really good tips available.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's the critical thing.
This is compatible with all the 9 series tips. It's actually...
And they have a lot of really good tips.
And the fantastic thing is, even if you upgrade to this heater, which is the upper end home hobbyist heater, because linemen's irons have to be, they're dropped all the time, they have to be sheathed heaters. But this is an unsheathed heater, but even though it's unsheathed, it's hollow, and they sell a collet so that you don't even have to upgrade your tips if you don't want to when you upgrade to the higher end models.
So if I would talk with them, I don't want to mess up their pricing, so I probably would set up, because it's like they don't make that much money on these. I'd set up some sort of bundle for them where they get a couple of the really cool tips that are super desirable.
Yes, that's actually my kit.
Yeah.
If you look at my kit, I have set up everything. And so if we can do that at a bigger scale, that would be awesome. My goal is to get people doing things like building radio controlled cars and building multimeters, just like the old days of hobbyist electronics, building keyboards. People used to build full-on computers all the time. Okay, let's go.
Hey, Ming, these are like identical to the Lindstrom ones I have. Are they all the same company?
Lindstrom is Swedish. And I believe
this is Swedish too. They're large.
So these guys went out of business. I believe Lindstrom bought the factory.
Okay.
And they may have actually been
Like
supplying.
mine are all
the
like
factory may have been supplying both.
But they're like identical.
Yes. So, but the Lindstroms are much more expensive. The name, because it's like it feels like super professional, but it's I really feel like static temperature and power irons are the way to go. Because this is so you plug it in, it becomes a hot stick, you use it. If you have something bigger, then you put a bigger tip on it. Something smaller, you put a smaller tip on it.
That's what she said.
Yeah, there you go.
What? Come on.
What?
Boom.
It works. That's what she said.
Okay.
Not that one.
Can we turn the live stream off?
You want me to
live stream is still on. Do you want to turn it off?
Oh, I thought we were like pretty much done.
Wow.
Oh shoot, it's already almost 3. Yeah, I need to not be here super late tonight.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. This. I have to build this up.
Oh, are we gonna get on Twitch and live stream some text adventure?
Oh, I should.
Because I'm definitely doing that on my own
We're still
time.
banned on Twitch, unfortunately.
With audience
We
participation.
should do Geek Hack Plays Zork.
West, north.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have any
Drive it from the stream
right
share.
here?
Oh yeah. I love these tools. I have all my real tools, my larger tools and tools too.
Yeah, the first time I saw them in person, they look really,
it's
nice.
like it's really nice for small tools. It's also really nice for like sockets and wrenches and stuff like that.
So I actually find myself using these tools all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about getting some from your site.
Yeah. Just get it now, and I don't have to ship it to you. You don't have to pay for shipping.
I know, but they're just a little pricey for me right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, I pick up
the basic snipper is like $30.
Yeah.
So right. Well, I mean, so the thing is like, this demo is gonna.
I have a really crappy like $5 base set.
Right. So like the basically like these don't cut anything. In fact, I will show you. They're not cutting. These literally. Genie could send me these. These were his old cutters, and I was just shocked when I saw this thing. As far as when I cut. Oh, I know. There's something I cut right here.
I programmed the up button to go to geekhack.org yesterday. You gotta be in the browser though.
You gotta be in the browser.
Oh, really?
Just click in the browser. Here.
I'm just happy getting.
Is there a mouse?
You should have programmed one of the buttons to click in the browser. Okay.
Well, so you don't even. It'll do Control L and then.
Plastic?
Oh, sorry. I guess it's down.
Oh, nice. Cool.
There we go.
Real. I got 3rd. I'm very proud.
You're gonna buy these were the cutters that Genie. Yeah, dude. These are the cutters that Genie Kid was using. Before he bought my car.
How do they even work?
They don't. They don't work.
You pinch and twist.
Yeah. So like, you know.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a huge difference. Like even if the little subtle things don't really make a difference to you, like it's just like these will work for the rest of your life.
Yeah, like I'm a hobbyist, so I'm always taking apart things.
Yeah, and like
cutting wires.
And you can resharpen them literally forever. Like these are my favorite pair. They have been resharpened. I've resharpened them probably 3 times.
Really?
3-4 times. Yeah, I just reformed the edges with.
Can't even tell.
Yeah.
How do you do it?
I use a little DMT diamond credit card set, and I go. They have 3 different, like it's like $15. There are 3 different grits. And
flash cutters?
Flash cutters. Yeah.
No. Yeah. So I only have flush and super flush.
Super flush. So yeah, and
So there are ones that.
So I do like the diamond credit card thing, and then I have a set of Micro Pro. This goes up to like 20,000 grit.
It's
these things,
flat on the bottom.
and you just get wet, and then you just take one pass over the very edge,
and
at that point you're basically lining up like a couple of atoms.
So the thing is that they're less stable.
It's like honing.
Like they're easier.
And then you get like a super sharp
they deform
tip again, and because it's all hardened steel,
I
pure
see.
steel.
So they need.
It's
they're like more brittle and
To last forever.
Yeah.
If you can get
Yeah,
it.
last forever. It literally lasts forever. The ones I have are basically Lindstrom's, which are the new premier. Like basically, I'm pretty sure that Lindstrom either made stuff in the same factory, or bought in the factory.
Easier, like it's like how much do you care that it's completely flat versus how long do you want the tool to last?
This one lasts longer.
If you've got an edge like this, it's gonna last longer than an edge like that. Right? Does that make sense?
Okay. So the super part is like completely unbased. Like
I don't know.
Which makes it sound way better.
I've never heard that super.
While we're all standing
Yeah,
here,
there's ultra. The ultra flush ones are make a very very flat cut on one side, and then the non-ultra ones make slightly less flat cut on one side.
Okay.
But it's But like when the difference is in this side of the edge.
Right.
So you have.
So it's like the difference if you've got like a.
There's also
you're trying to cut stuff. If it's like completely square and there's a sharp corner, that's more likely to get damaged than if you have like a slightly rounded corner. There are like a lot of cases where if you can make things not quite as like pointy and not quite as sharp a corner, you can get like dramatically improved tool life because you know it's not a or if you're trying to drill something into like a point and like the end of your drill bit is like rounded off at the bottom, it's much less likely to because there's like more metal that you can put behind that. If it's down to a very very tiny point, like it has very little metal behind it, so it can break off or wear down. I mean, just think about it. If you sharpen a pencil, the sharper you get the pencil tip, the more likely it is to break. Okay. Right? Or the faster it's going to become not sharp anymore.
Good way to put it.
Yeah. So should I go on PayPal?
Pretty sure I got a knockoff sauna pool.
Yeah. Were you the one who had the broken one?
No, I got one on eBay a long time ago.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it was like one of the knockoffs.
Yeah, it's probably a knockoff, yeah.
I bought mine off Amazon.
Okay, so I forgot.
It could still be a knockoff from Amazon.
This is what I have right now. This is given to you right now. And
his ratings and the front person was like the actual.
You read the reviews and stuff?
It's usually it says who the distributor of the product is.
The website, or should I call on someone's computer?
And whether
write a number and your name.
Any number? Try it. I think Shopify actually may be automatically mobile friendly.
Oh, you Shopify?
Yeah, Shopify.
Is it better than Squarespace? Oh, have you tried Squarespace?
Yes.
Or which one?
Well, there's two different. Shopify's really good.
The first day I wore my pie shirt,
Okay.
and then I was with another one that's
yeah, some very having to do Shopify.
Good job, Ants. You're not doing enough to know people's like
Really all
signatures.
Okay. What if you have like a lot of pins? Would Shopify still be viable?
Yeah, Shopify.
Yeah, keep track of inventory pretty well.
Okay. Your site will all go down.
Yes, but yes.
Super fast.
Yeah, you know, all of us pretty much use Shopify. Techie is on Shopify.
As far as I can tell,
Binge was on Shopify. Oh no, Binge was on Gator, and then I think he switched because Gator was just like, it went down.
Shat on it.
And yeah, it shat on him, and he was like, hey, can you guys get it back up? And they were like, it's a weekend. No, fuck it. Screw it.
Yeah, I set up originative or help things.
Yeah. Oh, good, you're good. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna stay away from your bedroom.
Low key on
Don't get
what other stores out there? I guess just Control All.
Control All.
Please,
I think they're running
stay away from mine.
Yeah, but I mean, website.
Oh, okay, cool. And what about?
Whoa, this shit is pretty.
Whoa.
What? Wait, so I had to cart.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
How about like selfie?
You supposed to have that.
I didn't even know I had it. I have it. It's cool.
That's like everybody who goes to these cars is like, oh.
Yeah. It's just like everyone else was like. I mean, it's cool. Like I hacked up the simple template myself.
Yeah, it's great.
It's like super easy.
Yeah.
They have the reference
Mustache and the chaps and the vinyl collection on his back.
But like I was gonna do it from scratch, and it's just like I was gonna do it from scratch because I got my Amazon for 7 years and I know customer service. So I was like, oh, well, it'll be fine. And like, the API is the funding methods are fun. If you sell stuff like regular stuff on Amazon,
They're still yuppies, but they're like hipsters still use
it's like 2 or 3 months or
like how to
something.
use conversation.
It's a long time away.
Yeah, no, I saw something. It's like $50. They take a gigantic fee, and then you literally have to wait 3 months. Which is ridiculous. Yeah. Shopify has like 2-3 days. PayPal has 2-3 days. Everyone has 2-3 days except for fucking Amazon. So like it only makes sense. I think check out Amazon. It makes sense if you are a
the resources to do all that. And you don't need the money once. It's just like, I already got all the money.
And now, like, clothing.
Yep, we started clothing by
Yeah, I do that for every
clothing.
role.
So, okay, 96%
Roll people by.
on Reddit between the ages of 25 and 36. That's the Reddit demographic.
So
that's what you're saying.
96% of them are clothing.
oh, do I do this?
Yeah.
No, I just switched to these spools. They came from Etsy, actually really cool. But before when I was in Etsy printed spools, I had a jig with this DC serial number, and
they go on clothing walls.
and it had perfect fit for the spool, and I would just like flip it on. So I would make sure like there was a
come down and they'll just
spool holder. And
like we went in
just
with
make
like
sure it was going back and forth kind of thing.
and on sale day, we went to the store and just bought it.
Okay, the order went through.
Okay, cool. So I'll make it.
$13 for shipping. Is that
Yeah, I'll refund the $13 for shipping, and then
Sigma's.
I'm probably gonna buy the
Japanese products are
the
different.
JD40
Country
kit
of
too.
Japan is
okay. So buy that separately.
Yeah.
They got ruined over something like didn't really
taking
well.
over. Yeah.
This one, don't take that one. That's fine. That's my demo. I have to make that. I have to build that up.
$50,000
Let's see. So it looks like I owe you.
Anybody else? Money, we can
I owe you the snipper, and I owe you a small tip. I had a big tip over here.
Threatening them with Boston wool. You just need some. But the work hours.
Here, here's your large tip. We'll
And they
sneak
didn't
it into the bag.
back. They had tax.
Oh, wait, maybe I'll just give you another bag.
Like 48 and when it's a lot of time.
So I'm a small soldering tip.
We signed a contract. Well, we don't.
What else is listed on the kit?
Really sweet pieces. Okay, we're gonna buy a bunch. How many can we buy? Anyway, you can buy this many. What's the price? Here's the price. Great. What can we sell it at?
So the spools,
They said
and the stands. When I get the 3D printer back up, I'll probably print the accessory stands again. But the spools, I'm gonna stick with these. They end up actually being cheaper
And the whole
than
listing, 50 G's in
like a factor of 5. So I'm gonna lower the price of solder on the website too by like $4 because I don't have to pay that anymore. And then,
I'm not sure.
3D printer costs so much. Retailers, repairs, and maintenance, and replacing shit that was like just substandard from the factory. Like it probably costs like $4,000 total, and like it's down so often that I can't. The money doesn't come back. It's like it paid for its initial purchase price, but it hasn't paid for any of the
I don't know. That's what was. It was pretty serious. We were like,
I ran it in my Mac Pro for a while. My Mac Pro has really good cooling.
Yeah, that's so that's this.
I didn't have to worry about
Solder fold.
the original Mac Pro 2006, 4 gigs of NVDIMMs, which is upgraded.
Yeah, so I need to give you the 192s. I need to give you the small soldering tips. So we'll send those. And I need to give you a little tip.
Like an actual PC.
Yeah, so you can take the tips. You can take off the little nut. Well, I just showed this to Andrew, but I'm going to show it to you again. So, and these are actually These are actually just, this is just a quarter inch.
I didn't sell the macro at the time. I just built up like.
It's just quarter inch. So.
Quarter inch.
Yeah. Like if this, this thing is quarter inch. The standard size for bits is quarter inch. So if you have like a bit changer that's long enough, then like here. So.
That has to be pretty long.
Yeah. So,
You could also probably get like a wrench.
if you have a little wrench, like they're like probably, little wrenches, so your wrench sells like a little ratchet that takes bits. Like that's what they make. Like this.
Because they.
To loosen it. So yeah. So the one I sell is like plastic in it. If you're habitually changing it, which you shouldn't do when it's warm. But if you don't, if you like when it's warm but not hot.
These are like $1 billion companies. Right?
Oh, okay.
And
You don't do anything special.
yeah, they'll just come in and they'll like get your clothes down. They'll just like come in and just file.
And that's it. And you just like.
And it doesn't
You just plug it in and it just gets hot. And it gets to the right temperature. Okay, let me finish your spool. Yeah, can you make a note in your order? Oh, shit. I'll have to make a note in your order. 952 and...
My order number's really easy. It's 1111.
Oh, sweet!
Yeah. Like, just go balls on the wall and like go
Did Ron go in there?
It started.
Ron, I think is
100,000.
I'm straight up 1111.
10% coupon.
Oh, 1,000?
I'm questioning. It started one and then just go up by one.
I would feel so cheated if it started at 1,000. I would go like legit 1,101.
So we schedule and then the sale happens like a week later, and then we go buy
So
and we cap it out. We like talk to the person in the warehouse
Kind of. Well,
at that place
I
about
just
how
started
much
doing it. I
available
like to do
before we
it.
go in.
That's cool. That's cool.
But inventory.
I just helped everyone out with pack free.
I don't want
That's
to
awesome.
we get more devotion.
Thank you for doing
I
that.
have a couple clients. I pretty much have like
I don't know why
clients
inventory
only
business
for the past
is
year. And they just keep giving me like small work.
Because people want to not
Or that.
Contractual? You're a contractor?
Yeah, I guess you could.
It's so expensive though.
It sounds like
You make your own schedule.
I'm curious. If you get the do-it-yourself, how do you calibrate that?
So my suggestion is to calibrate it by using a 12 volt
You don't know what you want, right?
or 5 volt source from your computer power supply. Because usually the ripple's pretty low on those.
It's not on really heavy.
But Genie Kid was saying that he bought
Something fancy.
a hyper calibrate 0.01%
Sharper image on it.
for like, it's like I think it was like $7 shipped.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like super cheap.
Yeah.
And then there's a version that's like $60 that calibrates everything, not just voltage. It calibrates resistance, it calibrates capacitance, and we were thinking I'm happy to buy one if someone just arranges to send it along.
with like 80 options where everyone votes.
And by the way, that does cost a little bit to send, so if you want to get one, just go. If you take her now.
I was more curious if you already had like that calibration source like you said you
No,
wanted
I
to stick it around,
don't.
'cause
Well, you have to build it. It's a build it right now, too.
take the build.
It takes longer than that to build. It takes longer. I mean,
Oh,
it's going to
right.
take
I made this.
There was like some other program, the potato one. Not Keycon.
I know. It's for the Xbox.
You missed the support I
I made this. Yeah.
No. I've been wearing. Okay, so honestly, I've been in San Diego for a long time, so I've been wearing flip-flops for a long time.
Where were you in SD?
This is what happened.
I was at UCSD.
Oh, samesies.
Yeah, I was at UCSD for like 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah, I did my undergrad, master's, and PhD there.
Wow.
This thing can be done for.
But it's like beautiful. After a while, so at first I was like, oh, there's no food, but then I found the food, a convoy, and yeah, all the Asian food. And I was like, okay, this isn't too bad. And then I got used to the weather being perfect all the time. And now I can't live anywhere else.
I agree.
Yeah,
My
it's just
skin is like messing up.
I know. I'm just like, oh fuck, like it's more than 75 degrees. Screwed up. No, when I first left, I realized that I had a tolerance of 72 to 78 degrees. That was it. was hotter than that, I was just like, oh my god. If it was colder than that, I was like, oh, I'm freezing.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
salad, potato salad. That's
That's what it is.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah, it's hilarious.
Okay, so here it is. And you actually get some blood-free
What
is it? It's called blood-free solder.
I'll carve your name into a
You
potato.
can see how horrible it is. But it also, this PCB
I will say your name loudly while I'm like cooking it.
This is the one where I can like mess up and stuff.
Yeah, so check out this project. Not connected. You just melt solder into them, pull it off, melt solder, pull it off, melt solder, pull it off. You can see the different you can see the difference between lead-free, non-conductive solder. Yeah, lead-free has a higher melt point, and it also has this transition phase between liquid and solid. Leaded solder is C337. There's no transition phase.
Liquid and
It's either liquid, molten, or it's solid.
keyboard layout if you want to
Okay, okay, yeah, go for it. I'll pack this all up for you. Okay. And I'll annotate your order.
Or are these yours?
Yeah, that's a thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I just put it on here. They're all the same, so I can have
Yeah, I mean, they do look nice. Because they have deep scoop ones too.
We're like that, right? Yeah.
No, they're fantastic, and they're worth it because, like, the really nice thing is you get the handles. The handle is really nice, but fairly expensive. But then when you kill the Phillips heads, so then these are the most common diagrams. And then you just destroy them. Destroy them. Yeah, that's the ones that combinations of layers. If you find using a single side, so that's important when designing a layout because you don't want to have. Yeah, there's so many different options. The only thing that has them all like a single finger stroke. You don't have like T and H right next to each other. So by the triangle, I have it over there, and it's like half of this. I don't even know what it is. But you know, but they have JIS, and they have. Yeah. So when designing a layout, you just want to minimize those as much as possible. Almost Phillips will has extra like anti-cameras properties in the actual ones. They market with. This is the layout. Holy shit! Like all the battles on the tolerance, I picked it up or something, and I was like, oh, and then I put it down. And I think I even crushed it. It just got harder. I just wanted to laugh. And it works perfectly. Like the spray went through perfectly. It didn't even need oil because it just got really hot. No, we had rivers faster than road, but I would definitely say yeah, so do you notice they're exactly the same as the ignore accordion because they're previously so in the final version in this version, it's their in the final version, it's actually more because like I never learned I don't know how much that was one of the bases. Colmac uses, like, on a normal keyboard you have, like, 4 rows for all your keyboards. And Colmac uses it, as, I think it's I. Yeah. So, since you couldn't fit that on the keyboard, you could not stop enter key. If it was split, I probably would have gone for that. And I thought for a while I just moved it up to like take the place of K, or where in Colmac there's nothing, there's just punctuation. There's no actual letter. So I am there and you see how that worked. And I tested that for like a week or two, and it just was too much similar without being the same thing. To get used to it and screwing up and not actually doing it. I do programming and just like general type of programming. Is it weird to have the function keys opposite from the number keys? So number keys go up and the function keys go down. What do you think of? So like the number keys 1, 2, 3 is on the bottom and then 7, 8, 9 is at the top. But the function keys are opposite. 1, 2, 3, 4 is at the top and 9, 10, 11, 12 is at the bottom. I actually don't think that's true in the final version. Oh, okay. I think that's just a problem here. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, it's definitely 1, 2, 4 is on the bottom.
Are you setting up this layout in hardware, or are you doing this on an OS?
I have it both in OS and in hardware.
What OSs are you using in hardware?
I have it in, I mostly use Linux, and I had a Windows version, I don't know if I put that up to date, and I just copied the US layout. They rest on T and how sad are you about
What have you seen with Matthias's split baseball? It's like, it's really, it's extra wide and short.
It's 1.5 by, the Ergo Pro is going to have 1.5 by 2.5. Okay.
And two keys for space.
Oh,
right?
yeah. I see pictures of
Oh,
it.
it's
Yeah,
beautiful.
2% thing is going to be 1.5 by 4.5 or 1.5 by 5.
I think that's the one I saw. That's
That's not the single. Yeah.
So the reason why super and menu are keys in all layers is that because they're like standard modifiers or because you actually use them a lot?
It's standard modifiers. Yeah. I just use it because I use the super key for like my window manager. Okay. And I still need to be able to use it and like the one
How fast are you at this layout? I think I'm currently at like 40 words per minute, but I definitely get faster. Did you get up to like 70 or 80 at Colmac? Yeah, Colmac I think I did like 75-ish words per minute, and 40 before I touched type. I think I also had like 75. Have you posted this on the Colmac forums at all? Like, you can ask me. No.
So did you actually try to, did you do any analysis of the diagram?
I started off with just like what people had posted already. I didn't feel like getting my own data, but since I started working on this, I'm still gonna make some improvements to it.
But I just mean like, did you actually try to run analysis showing which diagrams?
Oh yeah, I worked out just on pen and paper like what key or what fingers I used and what keys, and then just tried to work it. Sure.
Okay. You got it.
Alright. What's this layout called? I've been calling it Neo. Neo right there. Wait, I think there's already a Neo there. Is there? Alright, I guess I'm gonna do it. Alright.
That one we can call the
What?
I was gonna call it Seattle.
Seattle
CEO. Well, it's Seattle Neo. Yeah, can I look at it? So once I actually figure out a physical layout for that light, I want to actually try to make like give some kind of numerical score. It'll be a little hacky to each two key combination on the system. So that's actually like a lot of them. Somewhere between 12 and 2 squared. And basically take those numerical scores, figure out some kind of ranking for alternating, and try to do a full,
When do you want to close the office?
Well, I was hoping 4, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
but I think it'll be a little tricky because
Yeah. When you first start getting rid of diagrams, it's really difficult. Like it took me a while to just get it down. But even now, I think there's still like 1 or 2 that are in the top.
Actually, a better way to describe it is
Yeah, this one was not.
my wife has a class tonight in San Francisco at 6, so she's gonna have to. No, only one, and so she's dropping him off here when she heads up.
Okay. Do you want to do the thing where it grows up? Do you want to try that?
We'll see what happens. No, I'm gonna.
Okay.
I'll put him on Netflix.
Yes.
But the
How you fit that in your little car, I don't know.
You saw the back. It's huge.
Yes.
There's nothing in there. It all fits. It fits really well.
That's what the presentation's about, right?
I got used to it after a while, but like that.
I'm just impressed, like, at how small it is. It's a little smaller than
Where's the
that.
30% coming?
Yeah,
where's
the
30%?
Let's
chop off this whole letters.
So I don't mind the number of keys. It's just that like some of the fingers still have a bunch. Like the left pinky now has 7 or 8 or something. Yeah. So like if you gave the thumbs an extra few keys and then took them away from over here,
Make them more like make them more triangle shaped.
Exactly.
More thumb, less pinky.
Well, yeah, you saw the like even more condensed board I had earlier. That was too much. Or the one I designed on my website.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, just toss it. Then we have all the
Yeah, I'm not sure that you want to. Oh, you had a symmetric stagger on that. Right?
Yeah, it had a symmetric stagger, and that wasn't like I've never tried anything with a symmetric stagger, so I'm not sure how much in practice I would like that. But
I think it works okay. I mean, it is already, there's already the bottom row is staggered.
Yeah, it's already like a correct stagger there. Just the 0.25 off.
It's just so silly.
Yeah.
It's like silly design from the 18 win, 18.
Okay, so I just put some holes for the screws.
Yeah, it sounds like it's an episode synopsis in like 140 movies. And like some basic dialogue.
And basically just put the screws through these tiny little holes.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good like.
Put them with a really tiny pin. So you want to take something larger. Let me see, actually. Bring it all the way through.
So did you try actually putting together a keyboard with this gasket yet?
I was supposed to do it.
Or is this the first one?
I was supposed to do it today.
I see.
But I got in late. I was supposed to do it yesterday. But I had to take off.
Looks like
it's gonna be
There's raffles this time.
people are already asking
Let me get
about
the RTC 2014 first.
How much did you get?
There was one
it.
yesterday.
Cost
It's
gonna cost
you get up
$13.
for.
Yeah, it's not bad considering the final ones are gonna be pretty competitive. So they won't be sticky like this.
Yeah.
They'll be sticky on one side. So outside they'll not be sticky.
Even just like buying that amount of everything in like a block costs probably about the same.
Well, the deal is this is custom tool. It's built for this, and it'll be useful for future kits and other things as well.
Oh yeah?
The design's not going away.
The 40% of it.
Yeah, so and we can keep we own the tooling basically. So,
But if you want to make a different shape keyboard,
yeah, so but I know approximately what the tooling fees are.
So how much does the tooling cost? What did you need to do to?
So we had to change the design a little bit
Like what kind of tooling is it, I guess? It's
cast. It's
Sonic Hello Kitty. What's the mold made?
The mold is made out of
Yeah. That's like an add-on.
So you just take the mold and you spray some UCFD on it.
So I don't. The mold is kept at sort of. They made the mold. And they do it as a casting. So the simple. The only change we get to really make to doing that personally is
I brought them to give away
these
and
edges
then
rounded, all these edges rounded, and then these edges all rounded too. So
I'm doing raffles for. I'm doing raffles for.
Yeah, so it was, the tooling was, it was about $200 per mold, and they wanted to make 2 molds to handle our volume.
So what's their typical like chill?
It depends. So if you have really complex shapes, they'll actually water jet.
But what I mean is like, how much volume do they do in general, like to the world?
Oh, to the world? I don't know. I do not know. But they're the only they're the only ones who.
Because it sounds like they're actually like pretty enthusiastic about working with this like pretty small seeming project.
I kind of gave them actually the whole backstory, and I gave them the links because I mentioned offhand.
I'm not making.
Oh, here we go. You can use the little one.
This is the.
There's some bits over here.
Oh, yeah, but the small screwdriver is the one to go with. I just had it out. I swear to God, I just had it out. Here we go.
Sweet, thank you very much.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, the other one was like,
Yeah,
it was like
the best
2/3 of the diameter.
Yeah.
That was just the best one that was in there.
Yeah.
Which is definitely.
Yeah, it makes it much harder.
So are the feet? What are the feet?
They're just bump ons.
I'm just actually, there's like a big company that captures like this.
Mass drop
All kinds of.
Yeah, okay. And
Well, I don't actually need it.
I guess you don't need any of the screws either.
okay, so
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
I'm gonna
need.
need.
Okay, so I have nuts for you.
Okay.
Right here. It's silver.
Well, I think I'm just gonna leave it here. Do the I can get them. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm just gonna wait till the
here.
presentation ends. Yeah.
And then let's put this right here.
Yeah.
And then I have to give you a different tip for these packets.
Okay.
Because they're heavy.
Okay, so you guys are. Okay, so you guys are pretty familiar with Mastrop. My name's Andrew Cashman. I'm the mechanical keyboard buyer at Mastrop. So I started about 8 months ago after the Uridox project had already been created. And Will Bright is the one who said Uridox and really spearheaded it. He's handed it off to me now, and we're trying to do other creative things with the keyboard community and keyboards in general. So we'll go to the next slide. So the Uridox project, basically, there was a thread on Keycon with a bunch of people that were like, there were some issues with sourcing all the parts for the Uridox. So Will went, yes, we can probably source all these things, put it all together. We made a configurator for it, we sourced all the parts, and now the Uridox project is on 6 successful runs, and there's thousands of them remaining. This is very cool. It's a cool keyboard. Mechanical keyboards are getting people that they otherwise would never see them, because while we support the mechanical keyboard community, we also work in the audio community, graphical community. We just are a place where people that are passionate about things decide what gets sold. So you guys, basically, a lot of you helped make the Uridox real, and you decided that we would sell it. And now it's what you should have when you first started making it. So, next slide. So basically, I'm trying to convey this idea that we're trying to be a platform that coordinates group buys, and that's around all. That's what we tell our investors. We're just trying to get people that really care about a thing to buy a lot of that thing and then get it out there. And so, nothing else. We're not a keyboard company. We haven't made the keyboards to show what was possible, but we're a group buying company. So, next slide. So, what's coming? The decided, okay, let's see if this is possible. Let's see if we can actually make a super PCB that can handle any switch type, because switch type doesn't really matter. It's just one switches. We just need to go call Matthias, we call Gautier, we call Cherry or some Cherry distributor and get a bunch of switches. So we designed a PCB with help from Karak, and it can handle Matthias switches, it can handle Cherry switches. Then we figured, okay, that's just one part of it. We can make any sort of case that we would ever want, because you guys are really serious about cases. The other room, there's like 50 different cases. So we figured, why not just make a standard case that's the simplest possible case? So 60% keyboards. Poker 2 is a wildly popular keyboard. I accidentally created the Cherry MX Clear Poker 2 because I thought I could order it, and they told me I could order it, and I couldn't. And so they actually wound up making it. Now it's a keyboard that exists just because so many of the keyboard community people wanted this with a different type of switch on this programmable keyboard. So we decided that we would solve most of those problems. So switches don't matter, we can do any switch. You can have clears, you can have grounds, you can have whatever you want. Programmability is kind of BS right now. If switches, the Ergodox is pretty good. We made a configurator for it, but most programmability on mechanical keyboards is kind of limited layers. It's not very sophisticated. Usually, if you want to do it, you have to solder a teensy on yourself. We just figured, okay, let's just make a platform where any PCB can get made with the optimal chip that we just put directly on it. So, and Jacob is taking it upon himself to write some software that allows for infinite functions, infinite layers, whatever you want, whatever program makes. In the small fry presentation that you just saw, if you made a small fry PCB through this process, which I'll get to in a second, you can just have as many layers as you want. We saw 3, you can have thousands limited by memory. Any amount of macros, whatever you want. We just figured, let's standardize it and use a universal keyboard layout language. So this is really easy. There's not like a million different layouts. You can just go to a configurator online or on your computer and just decide what keys do what on what layer, and make it so easy to do. Yes.
Different like layers to the keyboard, it actually translates.
So this is from the Ergodox's 2 keyboards basically. It's one for your left hand, one for your right hand. Okay, so you do 60%. You can have that talk to a separate numpad, and you can even make your own like function row if you want to make a big keyboard, or if you use the technique, you sure to solve all these problems right away. And that's what this presentation is about. There's layouts. Next slide. We have a polling system, and so I submitted a bunch of different layouts from Jacob. Trying to use your names. And basically, we have a polling system on Mastodon for people that aren't familiar on TV that you can vote on what you want the most. And so we submitted about 20 different layouts. There's one called the Happy Hacking Keyboard Free layout, which doesn't exist. It's not a real layout, so it's a keyboard. We figured, well, 250 people voted for it. Real keyboards are not infringing on anyone. And we just printed a plate and made a PCB for it. Because we can just make a PCB in 5 minutes. It's just rerouting and all the other parts of our solved. So we just made this keyboard. They're in production right now. We're going to put about 10 samples. We're going to send out to some people that we sent the initial Ergodoxes out to, like Hack and some reviewers, just to see what they think of it. But basically, the sales pitch is, you can have any keycaps you want, it doesn't matter. You can have any case you want, it doesn't matter. You can have any switch you want, it doesn't matter. You can have any layout you want. You just have to get about 100 people together to vote for it. And so this is like a very cool thing with keyboards. We're going to be using the polling system to figure out what keyboards are appropriate in what order. So we're starting with this one because more than 100 people voted for it. So next slide. This is it. This is what everyone voted for. You can move all of this around. You can relayer it. Margins don't matter. It's just this. The only thing that this corresponds to are where the PCB switches are and what this plate looks like. And we've gone with a bent metal plate because we're trying to get the cost really low. And we're going to be making a new keyboard every month, which should be expensive. So that way you can get it if you want it. Yeah, you can actually like afford it. And so we can do other cases as well and other plates, other case or other any size case. But bent metal's pretty easy. So we're starting with that just as a proof of concept. So here, close was the presentation. I want to show a couple of things. So if you go to 16% layout page, this is full on Max Drop. I made all these. They're just layouts. You just pull down. You can see other people just submitted other things that they thought email is there. Show them. Any of these are possible. You just would have to get enough people to vote for a layout and get people done. And we want to make what you guys want. And that goes for everyone. So this is how you would let us know that you want this specific layout. And so we're starting with that one. One of the future layouts after this that we want to do, say 60% Paradox layout. So it's just a little bit smaller, a little shorter, maybe like I don't know, some problems that you have with the problem cluster. But it's just universal PCB. Any layout is possible. It's just, and we can offer any collection of keycaps, any collection of switches that anyone would want. So Ergo Clear people, just get your Ergo Clear so your keyboard can Ergo Clear anything. We can make the Poker 2 layout if that's something you guys are interested in. You can have it with the highest switches if you care. I know the V60 people are doing that right now. And so we go to the Ergodox configurator, which is the next one. This is a cool thing that our programmer Master made. And basically it's just a tool for defining what all these are. It's very easy to use. You can click on one of the keys and you get a key. Move. That's how hard it was to program this. Normally you have to know C. That was pretty simple. You just hit save and hit send. Jacob is working on this with us. He's like helping define how this all works. And you can do many layers.
You do with text, like
yeah.
Configurator. I hate configurators, like it's all text.
Sure, but like a lot of people, like Kurt Plop who came here, he thought that this was the coolest thing ever, and he never was going to be able to make this cool stuff. Ergodox, something like this existed. He made a trackball arcade button like with Ergodox, and he doesn't know how to program in C. He did that. He did it amazing, and so this would allow like make the barrier to entry to messing around with full program on the keyboard much lower. So that's kind of our goal is so that people that we like having, so there's a lot of overlap between the audio communities and the keyboard communities. We're about to have a bunch of people that do crafting for fun on Mastercraft and they don't know anything about programming. But I can tell you, my mom right now uses PureCraft. She looks the coolest thing ever, but she doesn't even know how to program. I'd love for my mom to be able to program her stuff. She will be able to in the very near future. So the last part that I'm curious about, because I think it talk more about is this is the controller. We're just going to print it directly on the PCB and let you take it from here. So, Greg,
but anyways, he like always bugs me, like putting my stuff on TVs. And there's cheaper things. Don't do this expensive loader. Even though it's awesome. Basically, the one we go this thing, we put it together, so you bring it up for me. It's awesome, $5. $5. The very yeah, so that's what I want to do. I want to take this design, all the frozen, all the schematics, everything. No, there's nothing hidden. Just put it on your board, like a little footprint. Literally, all you have is some caps and some resistors. And a button. Yeah, I mean, I put the button on there. Literally, you don't need the button. Or the LED, you really don't need it. And so you just have the cost of your chip and your PCB. Think about it, it's like this chip costs like less than $5 in months. Yeah. Like yeah, it's like nothing. So and it's really small too. So if you think of like a TT2 or TT, they're really large. You can solder this thing on the position USB, fireplace. It's so much faster than just USB. That's the whole point. So yeah, that's sort of the whole idea. We have it makes this thing comparison, but you have like an actual map all the picture. See, you need a lot of really fancy stuff. Yeah. You can do a lot of little things. So the idea is that if this chip is big enough anymore, you can still the same code, still all the same stuff. That's actually easier to do. It's easy to use that. Yeah. Yeah, it's more the pinouts, initialization boxes, yes. I know like it's like a third time porting home. I'm getting pretty good at it now. It's like I did E 2.0, E3 last year, E 3.1 recently. This one's a lot harder because I have the loader's time. Now I have the USB bus. USB is not but it's like, but anyways, so this is not all open source. Crack has the just yeah, I mean like literally that's what I am notorious for being lazy. Yeah, so it's pretty easy. The only big problem with these, compared to say the PCs you have to flash the first time you get the chip, you don't have any stuff. Yeah, so like the USB, like initial flash we do, like we flash the first time, get the loader on it, you're supposed to run the flash. And then there's even plans to put on the PCBs header if you really screw up. So for example, if you flash a TT firmware onto this, but it'll overwrite the bootloader because they have a separate chip. So this is like a decision problem. So you now purchase your board. So we put a header on it, we get a flasher, which costs like maximum $20. No longer flasher, just so we don't want to our flasher. But if you have a using flasher, you have to follow up and then you get over it. I have like you use like a bus pirate. It's like, oh yeah, that's true. Bus pirate. Alright, space that. Then it's easy. So if you break your keyboard, you don't have to buy a new one. You can just like plug us. We'll have like instructions how to do it again. And I've done it once by accident. I've also fried my keyboard.
Easily. So basically what I wanted to get at is the thesis of this whole statement is before people had to like make PCBs like the GH60, you had to like wait on some people to like assemble the PCB and a bunch of parts. We're really good at logistics. We have a warehouse. We do this kind of thing. We love this kind of stuff. What we can do is just have you vote on a layout, and then you can just have your layout. If you want a feature added, we have a voting system. Just vote on the feature that you want added to the thing, and you put it in. We've covered most of the initial stuff. It's like bias switches, ALP switches, that kind of thing. There's more, but iteration one and maybe the next like 3 or 4 that we're gonna make, we're just gonna use this. It's gonna be pretty easy. We're gonna redo Yergodot's PCB and just put this on it instead. It takes like, well, it'll allow us to do more creative things like that track point Yergodots, slim down the case because we don't need space up there. We don't have to see anymore. A bunch of things will change, so it'll be very cool.
You don't need to solder diodes anymore because we're just going to solder this on the factory. You just solder on first diodes. So now you don't have to do the most annoying part, which is on diodes. Now all you can do is solder.
So that's the end of the presentation. I'd love to answer questions. If you can as well.
No, because
the factory takes the
diodes.
You still need diodes. You just don't need to solder them yourself.
I want to type on your water.
I
have a legitimate problem where I can't type on it. this is just like that's their site. So they have to chance extra things so that so that it's an optional module each one. So like this, if you flip over the board somewhere else, you can see like other optional power modules. So literally all you see here is all the see how it works. Once we get the first one figured out, let's see what this works on it.
So we may wind up on Master doing a series of special polls that are like, I know there's some confusion with this poll that we did for the heavy keyboard free layout. People thought keyboard free. We're gonna do. It's never going to exist. This isn't it. Like it's just a layout. We might do a series of special polls to see what sort of features people are interested in. We'll track points and put on the lots as those come out. There are things like keycaps, so we can just have choices for keycaps for what people want with keycap. We can do guys, we can do anything. Just not calling the factories to make it. It's like tailoring it to do exactly what you want. So that's going to be like a new thing. Feature polls instead of product polls.
One of these things, can we do a drop of like a PS2 input on it, little converter boxes for
like that and the little keyboard from like a USB or Bluetooth out of it.
yeah, or whatever.
So there's this wired there's a lab in San Jose. They make a Bluetooth adapter. It has a PS2 out, I believe. And it's apparently was picked by a bunch of people on Keycon. That's why we listed it. And this guy's a pretty cool engineer. And we're going to be talking to him about some Bluetooth stuff. We took apart his adapter and looked at it. And we may be able to make some Bluetooth modules with him. We're like, yeah, well, it's exactly what you're saying.
If you need to stick one on here, you've got existing like stuff with integrates the macro setup. You basically take any that's whatever you need for PS2.
USB.
So we work all the Raspberry Pi stuff, which is Master comes with Adafruit, because we work with them in our account. So we can do drops for any Adafruit plug that they'll work with us on, or they have quantity. Some of the things are very limited. So that's controlled. There's a large company in the UK that handles distributorship for it. It's very complicated to actually just sell plans. And so if you add things to it, you can actually sell plans. It's just a thing. Like it's an agreement. We don't sell these things. It looks like we're selling it. We're doing a group buy. This company goes to people. So we tell the company to do this. We also work with some smart guys, which are pretty cool. They kind of makes it fun.
Actually like stick a keyboard. This is oh, so the chip, the beagle.
Yeah, it has more memory. So is it how the process you input the next one?
I guess it just does. It seems to me like you might want to have a separate chip doing your keyboard handling from the chip that's like running Linux or whatever. No, so what I'm saying is, if you run, you have this, and you attach it inside of your case to something that's like running at very quickly online, and then you can basically have a computer.
Have a keyboard case with an integrated
With an integrated
configurator.
It's like a little yeah, like a
definitely isn't. No toe prey switches. It's not made by Fujitsu. We can't handle toe prey right now. Long-term plan. Yeah. But it's just going to be cherry and Matthias for now. First one, like we're shipping with it, since they are plate cases, it'll be this special layout. We're going to do a few modifications to it. It's going to roughly be something pretty similar to this, or this. This one's just steel in this piece. You've seen like the motor. At least we have one right here. There's a plate and then a PCB and it's put together with solder. Basically the same thing, except there's no case on it.
No, I mean, I understand how it works. I'm just wondering, like, it seems like you don't have space for it outside.
Maybe we could make a plate, like you could make a plate, you could make a normal plate too, and then we work with experts or people in work cases. You can't just do that. This is more of a kind of plus low, so we can lay out this layout. Right now these are laser cut or water cut, which I understand would be good. So that's another, we have to set up a stamp for it. So we're not going to take any inventory on these portions.
Yeah, you can just have one stamp that if these screws cut out. Well, that's better.
So these are currently being structured so it's only kind of advice for each one. It's not clear at the west. There's no, we wouldn't develop a data structure. If we did that, yeah, we could do it. We could find a way to do that. It would be easier and faster. Right now, we're doing like minimum orders of 100. So basically, we drop makes to 100. We do it. Doesn't make it 100. We go next. We find out roughly if we're making 100. By making a poll, let people vote to see which one probably would make it to. So that's a little bit unclear right now. As soon as I get the PCBs back from the manufacturer and find out exactly what they cost, what they will, 150, I'll be able to give a real answer. Cheaper than the originals right now is the answer. And we're trying to, if we do this, very much cheaper. It's $199 and yeah, but so we're shooting for better than that. We're shooting to like optimize a bunch of things. First runs maybe more expensive if it gets really popular. We can iterate. But there is a cost to that. There's also here. There's a cost to vending. There's a cost to we might offer cases as well. And so currently we're not shooting for price, we're shooting for delivery schedules. So we're shooting to have the buy take place, it lasts 7 days. At the end of that, probably take less than between like 1 to 2 months. We're shooting for less than a month, maybe like 60 days. So for a group buy for a brand new keyboard, we're just gonna see the motion of the poll. That's you guys voted, you spent a week like coordinating everything, 2 months. That's the timeline for the shoot. And that's for any keyboard, 40% layout keyboards for that sort of thing, 60% new logo boxes, whatever. And one of the other restrictions, we're only shooting flat right now. So I know there's a lot of disadvantage curve for switch.
You can stop there.
So I'll just really quickly say the other people that are involved on this project. There's Jacob Hotaz, who's met Overkill from the forums. He's also doing the plate design.
leave like now or I'll miss the bus. See you guys. This has been real. Nice to meet you. Been a pleasure. We'll hang out. Yeah. See you, man. Are you riding and meet it? I'll see you soon. Indeed. Meet you. Likewise. Yep. Take care, dude. You going back to Florida? Tonight. Safe travel.
See you soon.
Pleasure. Yeah.
I'll see you.
Yeah.
You're
in town for, well, you're moving up here.
I'm moving up here this week.
Oh, okay. So I can.
And I'm moving out here.
Go back on south.
Do it.
Finishing
Everything to be short term. Based on
So much like different food.
So when you
That was.
Military.
So, and then my, it's always been like that. Always. If you're the oldest one there, like beautiful, so they hit $500.
You're master at packing.
But she bought some other places.
Wait, do it on the typewriter? I'm on upside down.
So, metal shop across the street helped me.
Yeah.
Granite set is by far my favorite set.
Yeah, the PJs.
Yeah, I'm playing. Yeah, it's really sticky.
I bet Ron has some. This guy's got everything.
It's an undecidable problem.
Hello Kitty Sonic. What is this shit? What the fuck? I'm gonna take a picture of this shit.
No, I was trying to get out of somebody's way and I got it.
What the fuck? Whose is this?
Oh, that's Min. Isn't it all tape or
something?
I really do need songs.
That's not a big deal.
I didn't see any. Where is he?
What the hell? Where is Ming? Where did you get this thing?
He's getting his presentation.
I got it from China. It was actually a special
Edition?
limited edition in Japan. Sega sold it, but I got it second shifted from China.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, Taobao.
Yep. Yeah.
Power keyboard on.
So there's some like defects somewhere on it, and the Japanese
Well, it's
rejected
also
it.
these nice
but
chattery ABS.
the Japanese version.
Yeah. That's legit though.
Because it's legit, man. I love it, and they they made a very small one, and because it was only available at Sega stores in Japan, which are like 3, and they started like it's the only production.
Oh dang, and you got one.
Yeah, it's like the limited edition Dolos, right? It's the same thing.
I'm just surprised this isn't like in a case or something, or any of them.
I love them all. That's why. Because I just like toss them around my room.
I don't want to like.
It's really legit.
Especially so So Slick Mamba bought me the I'm gonna put the Batman one on stream.
I didn't even see that.
Slick Mamba bought it for me because he saw it at the mall, and he was like, in fact, he saw a bunch of limited editions at the mall. So this is the Domo. This is the Batman Domo, and he saw a bunch of them at the mall, and he was like, I have to buy this for Ankawa. And I was like, yes, please buy it, please buy it. So he sent it to me. He wouldn't accept money, so I had to give him a discount on. I secretly gave him a discount on. And like he had an order on Keycon, so I did a partial refund. And I was like, this is for being awesome. I love this thing. I love this thing. It is so awesome. Yeah, and this was a Christmas present from Demic. And then this was a Christmas present from D Squad. TJ from D Squad. TJ, yeah, basically TJ. TJ found it. And then this was also from Slick Mamba. And then this came from the Giant Robot store. I live next to it in LA.
Oh.
And actually, it's a website called hookhands.com, and they have a really big one too. It's awesome.
Plus 30 moves like, oh, this
All right.
Am I using the? You need playback? Okay.
I have one more gasket. So I have one more gasket. I melted one. I was trying to PTFE code it myself, and I melted it by accident.
Beyond 70.
Yeah, so the stream's still going. The stream is still going.
Awesome.
Yes, so the stream just got that.
Alright, there's other one too, right?
I see.
Oh, fun.
That's what it is.
Okay. Is quiz on here? Nice. Are you up right now, or are you cleaning the stuff up?
I am building. And then be like, this is terrible. Because it will be. It is that bad. It is really that bad.
This is something you borrowed from someone. I don't know if it's yours.
Usually Sam was.
I do.
Steven left, yeah, without it. Crap.
Okay.
Or was it Andrew? Andrew from Astrop? Is he? Where is he?
I can ask him.
Yeah, can you ask him?
Isn't he gone?
Is that yours?
Stamp and
No.
It's a
the way they also have, they have
I don't know now.
gold plating.
Well, we're just wondering if it's yours.
So you might
Don't have to be like that.
just teasing you.
But the gold plating seems like it's
I have no idea who's
We only have
this.
the first iPods from 2004 and 2004.
This was yours.
And they are hacked all the heck.
That means you thought they were cool before I did.
No, I got them last year.
I wonder if it's yours.
I got them for
Well,
free.
I think it's yours now.
You'd be a reverse.
Maybe it is. They were throwing it away. So I did like an
Okay. Again, you gave me too much, so I'm gonna give you change. And you'll
The metal on
Replace the hard drive with a
More money in.
go for it. Make it rain.
Nothing else.
You already have this.
I highly recommend. I think the racing, the little RC car is gonna be freaking awesome. But I have no idea. So what?
I don't know what I would do with it though. Like,
Terrorize people? What you're supposed to do with every RC thing?
Home Alone 5.
Yes.
It's like, oh yeah, I don't want to use the most like vulnerable asset made. And I was like,
How
oh,
difficult
that's
is this
hard.
kit? I've never really soldered like any.
It's actually not that difficult. It's all through hole. It's all through hole. The most complicated thing is actually just calibrating it once you've got it built. Basically, to do the display, for example, it's all through hole. You just punch the display through the through holes, and you solder the other side. And then the